or traffic, who knows?
Yeah.
So I'm Tracy Kurzene. I'm the broker here, and we've got I don't know if you guys can see the rest of the group here, but we've got a bunch of people here in front of the
Hey
camera.
guys.
We have a whole list of questions. I think Caitlin sent you guys the questions ahead of time.
She did, yes.
Okay. Okay, so let me get rid of this bar up at the top because that's going to drive me crazy. Okay. Get started. If you guys just want to introduce yourselves for the group and let us know what market you serve.
I'm letting Crystal in now.
Oh, good.
Yeah. I can go. Hi, my name's Angie Cole. We are located in Raleigh, North Carolina, but we service kind of all the way to the coast. We don't service Outer Banks, Scott, so we're not stepping on your territory. Um, but I've been in the industry for about 20 years. Started off in new home sales, transitioned to general brokerage, started my own team back in goodness 2013. Fast forward. We brand Acol Realty, but we're under the umbrella of LPT Realty. Been with them for about 2 years. We have now about 23 agents. Not everyone's quite into production yet, some newer agents. We have 3 in-house staff. We have 4 virtual assistants, 2 ISAs, and a runner. And last year we closed like 360 plus homes. I personally stepped back into production, kind of fourth quarter of last year. And so solely focusing on listings while also just leading the company, leading the team. So
Awesome. That's great. Hi, Crystal.
Hi, how are you?
Good. Do you want to introduce yourself and let us know what market you serve and a little bit about yourself?
Sure. So I serve Northern Virginia. I am in the DMV area, but I do not serve Maryland or DC. Total different ball games. But I do refer business there. I have been in the business 13 years. Tracy's one of the reasons I'm in the business, so kudos to her. And I started with Keller Williams. I am now with EXP. I am on a very small team. It's just me and my business partner. We somewhat of a solo agent. We work together, but we work in our own silos. So,
Perfect. Thank you.
mhm.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm Scott Tigler. I serve the Outer Banks of North Carolina. So all the way from the 4x4 section of Corolla down to Hatteras Island. So I'm been in real estate. Well, obviously I've been licensed since 2019, really been in business for about 6 years. But in that time, I've taken a little bit different trajectory than I guess most folks. I kind of put a heavy focus on uh, learning the rules and regulations and minutia of the business landscape that we're operating in. What 3 years ago, I'm with Keller Williams here in the Outer Banks. So a few years ago, our firm asked me to be the broker in charge. So I am now responsible for what 84 agents now. Um, so just keeping everyone in line. So I split my time between being the broker in charge and my own personal production. This past year has been more of a growth year. The year previous, and we all had fun with all the lawsuits and stuff. That was my life for like almost a solid year, and trying to come up with new systems and stuff. I mean, North Carolina, just like you guys, we already had buyer agency, so not a huge shift there, but I worked with our attorneys and stuff and made up some new forms and everything to kind of create better systems for our agents here, and they're kind of now being used by our local MLS. Um, so yeah, a little bit of a different trajectory. So yeah, happy to
Yeah.
kind of give a perspective if I can.
I remember when that office opened, and to me, it seems like it wasn't that long ago, but I'm also realizing that everything I think wasn't that long ago was actually a really long time. How old is that office now?
Let's see, it should be, that was what, 2017? So coming
Okay.
up on.
I was going to guess 4 or 5 years. So that seems right that it'd be double what I would think it was. Okay, so we'll start with you, Scott, too, while you're on. What do you feel like you do really well, or do you have any agents on your team that are doing something really exceptionally well that you feel like what's their system? What do you feel like would be beneficial to discuss?
Yeah, so it sounds like a lot of you came from the KW world. I kind of know how that business model is set up. Most people have their own, like, run their own individual businesses. So we're all very different. Some following MREA very strictly, others not whatsoever. But for me in particular, I've kind of my background is in sterile pharmaceutical manufacturing, which sounds wildly different from real estate because it is. But it came from the kind of like very, very heavily regulated world from the FDA side. So kind of working within the real estate regulations works very naturally for me. And that kind of past experience has trained me to be just a problem solver. So being a problem solver mixed with being very detail oriented and having the ability to do very deep dives into particular subjects uh, allows me to really get the most from my clients because I'm able to come up with solutions that may not be readily available or look at it from a different perspective that most people don't.
Great. Thank you. What about you, Angie?
Yeah, I would say from a um, agent outlook, what we're doing really well is winning expired listings. We actually just in scripting session this morning went through like how we pick apart the previous MLS listing, to show a seller just, hey, here's where the previous agent maybe was lacking just with just something such, so simple as far as like your MLS data entry, and how we do it differently, to just kind of give them the wow, also to make sure they don't relist with a previous agent. From like a team level, I would say implementing VAs. So we have 4 VAs. One of them has completely taken over social media. Another one has completely taken over all listing intake. So truly acts as our listing manager from creating paperwork, from emailing, our clients, ordering photography, signage, just doing everything on the back end for us. And then the 2 other assist our in-house closing managers with doing contract to close. So there's just, there's from, I guess, running a business, you can save a lot of money when you do outsource, those roles. And our VAs are fabulous. They've, 2 of them have been with us, one for 2 years, another one for a year, the other 2 coming up on a year. And I mean, they, perform their roles just as well as the people internally do, while from a profitability standpoint, saving the company money.
Mhm. And are they in another country? Do you find, is there a time difference that you have to navigate around, or they pretty much work when you guys work?
Yeah, great
And maybe
question.
we
Yes.
we work all the time, so
Yeah, I know, right?
that way.
Yeah, so all 4 ladies are in the Philippines. You can find virtual assistants though, just in so many different other countries. And, with them, receiving a pay of, 5.25 or 5.50 is great pay for them. And, in our market, we of course you can never find an amazing, administrative staff at that price point. As far as time zones, I mean, that's between you and the VA as far as what the expected work schedule is, but all of ours work our normal, like Eastern time, like business hours. So, one of them, she starts her day, or actually 3 of them are 8 to 4. They prefer to do a work in lunch. And then the other one is more of a 9 to 5. And so, yeah, they work when we work. And, I would say with our VAs, most of their tasks and roles are going to be more of checklist to-dos. So they're not communicating as much with the client unless it's just an email. So the expectation of needing to be available evenings and weekends, there's not that importance there. But on the same side, same way with our admin too, we set that expectation as well. Like if there's a fire drill, something needed evening or weekend, like agent, you handle it. Like our admin, they need time off. So.
Mhm. Okay. Crystal?
Hi. So a lot of my business is farming. So most of my business is farming and referrals. So I think from a farming perspective, just getting more into our communities, the 5,000 houses that we farm has been going really well. We do monthly seminars, we do quarterly events. Sometimes it's more than quarterly, depending on the
Are you
farm.
in for your events, are you inviting just existing clients, or do you invite like the whole
The
community?
whole community. Yeah.
Okay.
So, as of now, that it's still scalable, it's still doable, but again, it's 5,000 houses, so it could at some point become too much. But right now, we probably get about 150 people at these events.
Okay.
So yeah.
And what type of events are those? Like, what are you guys doing?
So in the fall, we do a nursery up near us in Falls. I'm in Falls Church, but we work Arlington McLean, Falls Church, right around the Beltway. There's a nursery there. We have donuts and coffee, and you come and get one free pumpkin. There's a bounce house there. We did Settle Down Brewery in the winter, which we had Mexican food and, things like that. What I also do for the community in very specific farms is I host the National Night Out. So it's an ice cream social. We probably get about 300 people there. We also do Spring Fest, which I have this Saturday, which it's like food trucks and all of that. So it's a big event. We probably get about 400 or 500 people there.
Oh, nice. Okay. And how long have you been farming that neighborhood?
12 years.
Okay.
Yeah,
Do you
it's
know
my
what
old
that?
neighborhood. So, and there's about 1,100 houses, and I probably have about 25% of the market share.
Nice. Good. So in that vein, we're going to pivot to marketing. Any kind of unique marketing or beneficial, what do you find uh, in addition to what you're doing? Do you do anything else that you feel
So
like
marketing for the farm, we do a monthly newsletter. It's probably a little more in depth than what most people do. It's always something that's nuggets of information. It's not these are the houses that sold. I mean, we do that on the back, but it's what's going on in the market. What are you hearing? It's always up to date, kind of what is going on versus something they look at. Oh, that's a pretty house that sold at that price and throw it away.
good? Scott, anything marketing wise?
Yeah, so I do the monthly newsletter as well. So our market down here is a investor, like primarily an investment market. So we don't, a lot of our owners don't live here. A lot of people that are here are the folks that are here on vacation and not necessarily the folks that are purchasing properties because they're here to rent and not necessarily to own them. So I have to be kind of strategic in kind of the seasonality of when I do marketing. I mean, have golden letters that send out. I have clients obviously looking for a lot. We don't have a whole ton of inventory in our market. Um, I mean, to give you an example, I have folks right now looking to buy vacant land so they can build a house. In Kill Devil Hills, there are 5 active listings. Um, so yeah, so I kind of I take that and run with it. I send out golden letters for that sort of thing, especially when you have people that actually have the need and you can be genuine in those letters. Which I think it doesn't. It's people don't like it when you're not genuine with those, anyways. So to actually be able to have the conversations of, hey, these are the folks that are they're looking. Here's a little backstory. Let's see if this works. So golden letters, open houses can be done here seasonally. So do open houses. Um, but I think probably the most unique thing that I do here is leaving the beach. So uh, being the broker in charge, I do a lot of the training and stuff for our new agents and our experienced agents. I've kind of naturally kind of grown into a teaching role anyways. I love helping people, so it kind of comes naturally. But one thing that have started up this year at the top of the year was to um, go to other market centers and other firms and teach a class on how to do a cash flow analysis. So since we have investor clients primarily, I'm very used to working with investors, very used to identifying and kind of qualifying different investment properties and how they perform. Where a lot of folks in other markets maybe do that a little bit, but not really at the same frequency that we do down here. So I take that proficiency and I teach a class at other firms around because most of my business from the sales side is referral. So between agents and returning clients, I'm over 85% of my business is referral based. So I kind of double down on that and teach kind of in the kind of tidewater Richmond, and now I'm about to move up to teaching those classes in and around DC. So
Good. Well, we've got some connections for you here.
there we go.
So do you help analyze like STRs, or is it mostly like just the vacation rental kind of like what you guys see in Outer Banks, or are you doing like
Yeah, so
Airbnb?
STR is a short-term rental that is technically categorized, like our vacation rentals are technically STRs. Um, so the way that we analyze it works like both for STRs and for long-term rentals.
Okay,
Um, the long-term rentals are obviously just a little bit more simplified.
right.
So it works well from being able to take this information and making it more simplified and kind of easily digestible for folks in other markets that are really just looking to help people build their rental portfolio.
Mhm. And you can help them analyze if something's not ever been in a vacation rental before, so you have nothing to base any information on besides, other comparable rentals. So if they have
Uh,
no previous, like if it's
yeah,
never been a vacation rental.
exactly. Yeah, in our
Okay.
market in particular, that's I'm not gonna say easy to do, but we have partnerships with property management firms.
Okay.
And our area in particular is really cool because all the major property management firms out here, they anonymously submit all of their data uh, to an aggregate database. So they basically have their own little internal MLS of data for all their property management, for all their rental data. So they can
Oh.
very easily pull comps and provide projection reports for what they would expect based on historical data of comparable properties for those certain properties to bring in. Now, for us, they also have to take into account location. Right? We all know location, location, location. But here it's very, very important because even like one street back from or one street over from a beach access matters tremendously. So
Yeah.
that's all kind of in baked into that analysis, and we use that information in how we qualify these different properties.
Cool. Thank you.
Mhm.
Angie, anything on your end for unique marketing?
Yeah, I would say on the listing side, I don't know if it's unique, but I mean, it definitely works as far as winning listings, but we implement Zillow Showcase. So we speak to, of course, how every agent's going to mark your home in Zillow because it automatically feeds through. We spend heavily with Zillow, so we then get the second tier where your listing pops up to the very top rankings of Zillow. But then with Zillow Showcase, it's even more exposure. So kind of taking it 3 steps further, where those homes sell on average twice as fast as the average listing. And when you look at the back end, you'll notice the views and the saves are like 4 times the amount of a standard listing. So that helps us to win even more listings on the just as far as like marketing to generate more leads and more business. Similar to Crystal, I think she does a really great job just including everyone. I would say we more focus on just our like past clients and we love on them a lot. So we have 2 major client appreciations every single year. Every single month, we do monthly competitions like with our past clients in a private Facebook group that we invite them to once they close on a home. And we hand out on average like $100 gift card. Our most recent one is so simple, just like post a picture or something to do with like pollen. And people would post pictures of their dogs like outside and their dog that's, black is now covered in yellow and they got a free like power wash. So just keeping them engaged, staying at top of mind. Other things we do like football calendars, we send lottery tickets out for St. Patty's Day. Just different touches. Like we just replicate the exact same touches every single year. So almost like our clients are expecting it. They know exactly what events are coming up, what information they're going to receive, or like fun things from us every single year. And then it makes implementing super easy for our admin because they just redo what they did last year. So
Right.
don't reinvent
Wow.
the wheel. So
Okay, love that. So the private Facebook group, I haven't heard that before. That's a really cool idea. So you're just
yeah.
inviting your past clients into a group and then you're doing something
Yeah.
every week. with them? Like a
Every
contract?
month.
Okay,
So
every month.
whenever they move in our CRM to like the close stage, an action plan automatically starts. And that
Okay.
action plan, it goes out 4 times unless they respond, but it's asking them for a review and also inviting them to our private Facebook group. And,
Mhm.
in that group, of course, we post when there's an upcoming event. But yeah, every single month we just, post. We do a bigger one around the summertime where we always give away like a gas grill. But yeah, just like play along. And it's just very,
Yeah,
very simple. Like post a picture below my video of whatever it might be. Everyone can enter once. So everyone's like, just following along, engaging. And again, the whole point is just staying at top of mind.
right.
And then
Okay,
they
I
win a
love
little
that.
something. Yeah,
Yeah, that's cool.
it's been good.
I'm going to this question was not on your sheet, but hopefully you guys don't panic. So AI, I'm just curious how you're using it in your business and what you're using.
Yeah.
And I'll start with Angie since you're up.
Yeah, sure. Honestly, I'm not using it enough. I know there's so many things like the AI agent, like assistant, like so many more things I could be doing. I mean, right now we're very like basic with it, where we use it to assist with like writing our remarks of MLS, but then of course, we tweak those. Honestly, we are not using it, so I'm not one to speak on this. I love chat, but just for asking questions for personal reasons. So, yeah. Um, actually, I would say, and this is, of course, AI doing this for us. What's it called? HDR Photo Hub. I can confirm that with you, but virtual staging, right? In the
Oh,
past, we used
right.
to send it off to, a virtual assistant to do it not one of our virtual assistants, but another one. I mean, they would charge a good $15 to $30 per picture. You can just upload it in this system, and clearly AI is doing it for all of 50 cents per picture. So
Nice.
just again, cutting down on costs, and then you get it like within an hour or two. And you can also use it to eliminate, like, hey, take out people in this photo. Maybe you have a home that's under construction and there's construction workers out there. Remove all the people, clear off all the countertops. So just using AI to perfect pictures is a win.
Yeah.
I'm with you. I'm not really using it, so I'd love to hear other people's ideas on how they're using it and how it might be beneficial.
Yeah,
I
so
got Plod. Plod is you put it
Yeah,
on the back of your phone. It's still sitting in the box. I
yeah,
haven't actually. Step one is, yeah, I've got to learn to take it out of the box and use it, but
yeah,
it's there. When I go on listing appointments, my idea is that it'll at least take the notes, so I'm fully engaged with my
yeah,
clients instead of jotting down how old their HVAC is. So
yeah.
I'm excited to unbox that, but yeah, stay
TBD.
tuned. Scott, how about you?
yeah, so we have some agents that use it very effectively for writing emails and stuff. Um, I found it to be generally inaccurate. So if I'm trying to ask it for any sort of data or anything, it's yeah, it's not accurate. So I tend to not use it myself because I don't like it, but it is good for writing those kind of complicated emails like, hey, I'm just not sure where to start with this. Like I have too many thoughts in my head. Let's get a general starting place, and then you can work from it from there. So it's helpful for that. I don't know. This may be going too deep into the subject, but yeah, that whole infrastructure, I don't. Oh, there's going to be a long tangent. Anyway, that whole infrastructure, I don't think is going to be sustainable. So I I'm not wanting to rely on it, like put any of my business pillars on it yet.
Mhm.
So it's because there's no guarantee that it's going to be there in 5 years, right? And we already have California, Virginia, a few places that are like denying data centers being put in, and like OpenAI is putting out their first negative like job earning reports and stuff. So it's looking a little shaky. That's also just a little window into who I am, I guess. Um, I like the tried and true, the reliable. I
Yeah.
drive a Toyota because it works and it runs. I don't need it to be flashy, but it'll
Yeah.
get me everywhere I need to go, including the 4x4 section.
I've been using it for ugly houses too. Like if it's, I feel like flooring could be, obviously you have to disclose it very
Of
clearly
course.
that it's AI and it's not the actual, but I do find it helpful to show potential buyers like, hey, this this house is kind of a dog right now, but if you changed out the flooring and painted this room, it could be, a couple small changes would make it a big difference. And I just use chat for that.
Yeah, there
Sometimes
was
they're a
a
little clunky, but it gets
yeah,
the
there was a
point
great
across.
example. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just saying it's clunky, but it gets the point across
Mhm.
overall.
Yeah, so there was a great example, I guess kind of a case study in our market. There was a property that was up in Southern Shores, a massive, beautiful property, but it was whoever built it, it was a custom home, and we all know that people who build custom
Oh boy.
homes, they make some decisions that maybe the rest of us wouldn't. And it looked like basically a log cabin, which a log cabin at the beach is not something that a lot of people like. Um, and it sat on the market for almost a year. Didn't sell. The listing agent took the listing photos, ran it through it, whichever AI model they use. I'm not sure which one, but basically did it and like showed what it would look like with fresh paint and everything on the outside, and then it sold pretty quickly after that. So, and I've driven by it, and they are painting it right now. So, um,
They're
it
painting the
got the
log
idea
cabin.
across.
They're painting a log cabin.
Log cabin feel like with the color. So it had like medium to dark brown wood tones
Yeah.
instead of
Okay.
like cedar shake. It was cedar shake, but it was stained, which is a terrible idea, by the way. If you have cedar shake, do not stain it.
Yeah.
But yeah, they had made it look like a lodge or something. So,
Okay.
but
Yeah.
putting it white and adding just a couple of accent colors on it completely changed the entire vibe of it. And it
Yeah.
looks much closer to a beach house now.
I would say that we can all use AI just for like more of like quick ideas. For example, if you need ideas around like, hey, I want to put out some social media content, as far as like ideas on, hey, what's some content that I can put out, for home buyers, first time home buyers is who I'm trying to, be my like target audience, and just come up with ideas. That's helped me a lot without like overthinking or even like scripting, like, hey, like what are some, important scripts that agents must know when it comes to selling a home? And just, I mean, it will like way quicker than I can think. So I think definitely like utilize it to save time as far as ideas go. But Scott's right as far as like be careful around the data it's given, definitely cross-check it. Yeah, because it's not always perfect.
Yeah. Good point. Any business practices that have been instrumental, especially for you, Angie, since you're running
Yeah. I would
a
say for all of us, it's just leverage, I mean, we all start off as a solo agent, right? Like I was at one point too. And you eventually get to a point that it's like, okay, focusing on like your top 20% of the business, like what's making you business, where should you focus your time and what can others do? And so, when you hire maybe your first admin, like what things can you hand off to them? What could someone else do just as well as you, if not better? That will give you time back so you can focus on, hey, if you're great at selling homes, go out and sell a home. Someone else can help you with your handwritten notes, with maybe your emails, your contract to close, running a lockbox, whatever it might be. So, we are huge on leverage of everything. For example, like we even have a sign installation company, and it's like, yeah, it costs money, but the time it would take me to be on the road to drive out there, my gas charges, drive back, hammering this thing away, like that's time wasted. I could have already taken another listing appointment. So I would say leverage, I mean, even in your personal life, like, instead of me cutting the grass, like someone else is cutting my grass, just little things in our day to day, like where it gives you time back so you can focus on where you are most successful.
Mhm. Great. Scott?
I mean, there's not a whole lot to add to that. I mean, it's
Yeah.
Okay.
that kind of hit the nail on the head. Yeah, like leverage where you can identify like if somebody can do it as 80% as well as you can, then it is by far worth it to hand it off. It doesn't have to be perfect. Nothing will be perfect, which is hard to say from a regulatory standpoint. But yeah, I mean, I've implemented systems at our firm that are just leverage and gets me time back. Like we have a tech coordinator that we've leveraged out, so none of us are trying to be the ones learning all of the new tech that's coming out and training on that, or doing any of the support related to that. That's taking a lot of time off, and we have virtual MCAs that help support our office staff, so there's less being taken from me. Um, but yeah, leverage where you can, um, and then find what you're good at and double down on that, which is different for everybody. That's, that's something that I feel like people don't say enough, is that what you're good at and where you spend the most time isn't necessarily the same place that everybody else is. So where I spend my time isn't necessarily what makes sense for you to spend your time.
Perfect. Crystal?
That is my biggest challenge, which Tracy probably knows. I need to leverage more. Definitely as a quasi solo agent, it is my number one to do for this year.
Yes. Crystal and I are really good friends, and whenever we go on girls' trips, like she spends half the time working, and I'm like, girl, let it go. Like, give it to somebody else. Nothing's gonna burn down while you're gone, I promise. Do
Boundaries
you
are
have
helpful.
any,
Yeah.
do you have any favorite apps that you use, real estate or otherwise, that you find help with your productivity? I mean, for me, I listen to books the whole time I'm driving. That's super simple, but at least I'm feel like I'm reading while I'm driving, or getting, turning my car into a classroom. Anybody else have any apps that they're using or anything they do?
Yeah. So, social media is here to basically, it's designed to keep us coming back for more. And when we are also working in that platform, it's really easy to get distracted when it's like, hey, I need to make a post and then put it down and move on with the other million to-dos that I have. It's so easy to get distracted. So something that I found that helps, I've tried different productivity apps here and there, but the one that I found that works is called Brick. Um,
Oh yeah.
and the reason that works is because it's not just on your phone. It's not some random timer or something. It is has a physical RFID base that you can put somewhere in your office or in the house or wherever, and you physically have to scan that RFID base uh, to brick and then unbrick your phone. So you say like, all right, I'm going to give myself 10 minutes. I got to get through this post, get the post done. As soon as I'm done with that, we're going brick it, and then I don't have access to those. I can't go to those. So it keeps the focus and productivity going uh, really well, and just the small amount of effort that it would take to get up and go scan it and come back just to be able to access that is more than enough to be able to keep that from happening on accident.
Mhm. That's great. Yeah, my son's like, you need to get a brick.
It works.
How about you, Angie?
Um, I don't really have any like cool apps. The only one that we actively use as far as the team goes, is Slack, as far as like a means of communication. And so we have different like groups within Slack. Hey, here's the important thread. Everyone on the team knows that like, hey, you must pay attention to this one, even if you don't pay attention to any of the other groups. But a questions thread, a fun random, a lender, just ISA handoff, so it's one centralized spot for everyone to go to stay in touch with each other.
Mhm. Okay.
Yeah, I don't have any apps that I use specifically that enlighten me.
Yeah.
Okay. Um, any great books that you've read in the last year? Business books, not like 50 Shades of Grey or anything.
I I don't read. I'll be very transparent with y'all. I'm not a reader. But I read a teeny portion of this book, and to me, it just even the intro and just kind of getting a midway through it was a very big opener for me. The Gap and the Gain by Dan Sullivan, Benjamin Hardy. I personally struggle with this, especially if you are just a in the salesy mode, it's always like wanting and needing more. They talk about, there's the gap and there's the gain. We should really be focusing on the gain and giving ourselves credit from like where we were at and where we got to versus always living in the gap of where we want to go to. And that's really hard to do because I'm always like, this new idea, I need to do this new thing and not giving and it can be overwhelming because I'm always just like, yes, 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 versus just kind of slowing down and being like proud of where you've gotten to. So, I didn't even finish the book, but from what I got out of it, it was quite enlightening.
That's how I read too, usually.
Yeah.
What about you, Scott?
Uh, yeah, I mean, kind of similar. I'm not really an avid book reader. For my role in the broker in charge, part of what I do, I'm primarily keeping up with bulletins and updated guidance and laws coming out from our regulatory bodies, so like the North Carolina Real Estate Commission, the national, state, and local realtors associations. And when I'm not doing that, I'm also on our career development committee for our firm. So the rest of the time, I'm kind of focusing on attending in-person training. I tend to get more out of that than reading. However, there is one good one, exactly what to say. It's a lot of the agents in our firm love that book. Um, I haven't gotten very far into it, but it's on the list.
Next time you're heading to Hatteras, you can put it on, like listen to it while you're driving.
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
Crystal.
Sure. I don't have any specific books, but what my business partner and I are really delving into statistical analytics and the Deming Institute, if you've ever heard of it, really pioneered in the World War II era statistical data, control charts, and it's really been helpful to dig into it no one can predict the market, but when you can look at certain data for the houses that you're selling or the market that you're in, it really helps to see the change happen before it does. So I think just if you ever Google Deming Institute, you'll find a lot of statistical data that's really, really
What is
beneficial.
it called again?
The Deming Institute.
Deming. Okay.
Mhm.
Awesome.
But like last year, our market was super wonky, and we could tell, like, I mean, we could feel it right away in February, but we didn't have the data until April to show that, the buy it's less and less and less. And, people were doing home inspections and all the things, which we were able to tell our clients ahead of time, look, this is coming. We can see it coming. No one believed us. And then we have the data to prove it. I can share some of that with you if you
Yeah.
send me any of it.
Um, let's see. Social media. How are you using it? Do you have a written plan? Do you just sort of fly by the seat of your pants? Crystal,
I
let's
don't
start
use
with
it.
you.
I don't use it
You don't use it.
for work,
Okay.
no.
And do you feel like you're missing out on?
I don't.
Let's
I mean,
let's
maybe.
unpack.
I don't feel I don't feel like I'm missing out because I stay in front of the people I need to. I don't have a huge business where I have to feed a team or anybody, so I feel like um, it doesn't help me as much as it would take away my time from doing other things.
Yeah. Do you feel like your sellers they're not expecting it?
Not really expecting it, no. I have a pretty robust listing presentation that I give to them on what we do and how we're going to market their property and stuff. So at this point, I don't think so, but it's on my maybe I should be doing that list.
Mm-hmm.
But it hasn't affected
You
any of
can
my.
talk to Angie about your virtual assistant that you're going to hire to help you with social media.
Okay, thank you.
Scott.
Yeah, so I mean, yeah, I don't use it terribly heavily. Um, it's a lot of our demographic for people who are in
Yes.
positions to purchase investment properties, like beachfront investment properties, are generally not the folks that are spending a lot of time on social media. So I don't spend a whole ton of time there.
Mhm.
Some of our agents have been extremely successful with it, in cultivating, like I said, their own kind of closed Facebook groups, in kind of communities that way. Um, I I don't have the time to be able to integrate into that.
Mhm.
So I use my social media mainly just to promote things like open houses, just listed souls, and the classes that I'm teaching. I have templates that I had created by a graphic designer um, to kind of minimize the time needed for those tasks. So again, leveraging that out. Um, and have my general SOPs in place for like, all right, open house, here's 4 days ahead of time, video content, cut video, put it together, post 3 days before. Because folks in our area are very kind of fly by the seat of their pants. That's more like, hey, the weather's nice, the waves are bad, so let's go check out this open house. It's not like a like, all right, we're gonna plan 2 weeks ahead to go do this open house. Um, and a lot of times we have short-term rentals that will come up in the middle and kick us out anyway. So it's not really worth it to put it out 2 weeks ahead of time. Um, so yeah, it's kind of minimal. Basically just I use it to do those kind of bare minimum tasks. Um, our sellers generally aren't looking for a ton of social media because that's generally not how they're finding them anyway. So it's not really super top of their mind. Um, but I do have enough of it there where it will look legit if somebody if somebody comes over and takes a look.
Okay. Angie?
Yeah, I would say we're on the flip side of the spectrum where we strongly use social media. In the beginning, when I started in the industry, I didn't have a dollar in my name, and so all my business and leads were generated by social media and open houses. Um, we now, I mean, I would say all of our team members actively use it as far as anything that hits like my page. I'm big on, first of all, you should be mixing like 50-50, like personal and professional, right? Like people want to work with those they like, know, and trust. So they want to see you, they want to see your family, your kids, your pets, whatever it might be. But yeah, as far as social media, we're hitting all platforms, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, YouTube. Different users focus on different, platforms. I mean, there's even some people that build their business off of like Snapchat or actually the bilingual community. They get a lot of business from WhatsApp. I didn't know that that was even a thing to market on WhatsApp. And so, we do have a plan in place as far as marketing goes. And for us, like social media is an advertising platform for like our sellers, right? So we do utilize that in our listing presentation. Hey, we do still photos, we do a video walkthrough. So we talk about social media and our reach. We utilize it to generate new leads as far as, new potential buyers and sellers. I've gotten a lot of business off of social media from doing that. And then also we use social media to attract new team members to the team. So, just by being out there in the world, we just actively, we have people that will contact me either in my DMs or go to our website because they saw us on social media, or maybe other agents in the market are tagging us when someone mentions, hey, we're looking to join a team. So it's been great for recruiting as well. With posting on social media, we do, I believe I think it's 3 posts a week that are created. Then there's one recruiting post. We just had all of these like interviews, like video interviews completed from like our seasoned agents and our admin. So we post one of those a week. And then of course, we post all the just listed price reductions, open houses. Um, I don't know if I'm missing anything. And then we have a property management company. We do it for the property management company as well. We're truly going off on our own for mortgage. We're going to blast it, really do up social media for the mortgage company too. So yeah, I'm a huge believer in social media.
Awesome. Well, I think we're going to wrap it up because I want to be conscientious of your time, but any questions that you guys have or anything that you wanted to add, speak now. Everybody good? Okay. Well, good. Well, thank you guys so much for your time. Really appreciate it.
All right.
Yeah,
Thank
appreciate
you.
you having us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.